This video is going to talk to you about the Malaysian rainforest. There's an arrow to show you where in the world Malaysia is in the Far East. First, it's going to talk about causes of deforestation in Malaysia. Causes of deforestation means what makes deforestation happen. What causes it? Commercial farming. Malaysia is the largest exporter of palm oil in the world. In the 1970s, there was wide-scale clearing of the land, and landowners were given tax incentives to produce palm oil. Logging. In the 1980s, Malaysia became the world's largest exporter of tropical hardwood. This caused total destruction. Selective logging was a more recent development. Mineral extraction. The rainforest is cleared on Peninsular Malaysia for tin and smelting. Drilling for oil and gas has started on Borneo, which is a Malaysian island. Subsistence farming. Tribal people practice subsistence farming, traditionally small-scale and sustainable. Slash and burn is sustainable, but it can grow out of control. Hydroelectricity. The Bakan Dam started generating electricity in 2011. Asia's highest dam outside China. It cleared 700 square kilometres of forest and farmland, and they were flooded. This was a highly controversial project and cost a lot of money. Population pressure. Rapidly growing and industrialising cities has led to transmigration. Settlers have set up plantations and thus cleared the forest more. Roads. Roads are being cleared to access mining areas and new settlements and energy projects. Logging requires road building too. All of those are causing deforestation in Malaysia. So the government is trying to protect the forest in Malaysia, and this is sustainable management. They're encouraging selective logging, only fell fully grown trees and mark sustainable trees for sale. Conservation and education. The Worldwide Fund for Nature educate and train conservation workers, and they buy threatened areas so they can protect them. Ecotourism minimises damage to the environment and benefits locals. This creates incentives to protect the forest floor. International agreements. International tropical trade agreements restricts the trade in hardwoods. And debt reduction. Malaysia was in debt and was clearing rainforest to help pay off the debts, but international organisations have reduced Malaysia's debt. Finally, the impacts of deforestation in Malaysia. There are economic gains and losses. It does bring in jobs and income. Infrastructure opens up new areas for industrial development. Palm oil and rubber provide raw materials for industry. It destroys resources in the long term, unfortunately, and there is pollution of watercourses and has an effect on changes in climate. Soil erosion. Land is left unprotected from heavy rain and it leads to landslides and flooding. Nutrients are washed away, decreasing nutrients in the soil, and rivers silt up as soil is washed into them. Contributing to climate change. Trees cut down change the water cycle and make it drier. Rainforests are the lungs of the earth, and so when deforested, there is more carbon dioxide in the air and less oxygen. Burning also releases carbon dioxide into the air, and that causes the greenhouse effect. The main range, Peninsular Malaysia. This is a 500-kilometre stretch of pristine rainforest. It's rich in biodiversity. The highland forest is home to 25% of all plant species in Malaysia, and there are still many undiscovered plants here with medicinal qualities. Ideally, we do need to protect the rainforest. That is why we are trying sustainable management methods.